Hello, viewers. Welcome. I am your host and dungeon master, Cranio Dad. Tonight, we will be continuing the story of Ghost of Saltmarsh, where we have our amazing band of misfits who have found themselves well underneath some haunted house. And we will pick up the journey where we left off last week, right on the other side of this intro. See you in just a second. And welcome back. Before we dive into a brief summary to let you know where our players are and how they got here, let's go ahead and go around the table, as it were, and introduce ourselves. I've already done mine, so who's going to do theirs next?
I will go. I volunteer as tribute. Um, I'm Shannon, Shannalogic across all the internet, and I am playing the very definition of self-destruction, Deluge Marshhand, your Water Genasi Bard.
And I am the Wily Hobbit, at Wily Hobbit across all the Twitters and Twitches, and I'll be playing the Bronze Dragonborn Cirsus Bronze Mist, the Paladin of Lathander from Waterdeep.
I'm Eric at Chancellor87 on Twitter and other places on the internet. I'm playing Rogelio, a sailor rogue who's really past his prime. And yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors?
I am Adam. I'm Nerdy Viking. I guess my internet's starting to freeze up on me, so I don't know if I cut somebody off. Did I cut you off, Misery?
No, I was wondering if we want to do rock, paper, scissors. Go ahead.
Well, I'm Adam. I'm Nerdy Viking on Twitter. I am playing Kaldar Svensson, the Viking sailor fighter of the group, who is quick to fight with his axes and help out his band of misfit friends. And looking forward to see where we go tonight.
And I am Miss Misery, also known as Kayla, and I am playing Oddity, the misfortune teller, who's not feeling too great right now. She's kind of hurting.
And a very brief orientation of where things are on your screen for our viewers at home. So right over here, we have this thing called Dissonant Whispers. This is pre-roll advantage, and this is done where we either have a follow or 500 bits donated or a subscription. This gives the players a chance to declare advantage on a roll, or they can force me to roll at disadvantage, and I have really horrible dice that I roll at disadvantage with, so that way it gives them a really fair shake. We also have down here where you just saw the bar tick up a little bit. Chancellor has thankfully donated another 500, so you guys will be getting another Distant Whisper, which brings you up to 2. We also have a
Definitely
giveaway.
not padding our whispers.
Yeah, we're definitely we are doing a giveaway at 5,000 bits. This is going to go on for a while until we are able to get to 5,000, and that will trigger the giveaway for a copy of Ghost of Saltmarsh. Also, prior to the 500 bits from Chancellor, we are now also going to be giving out every 2,000 bits a set of dice. I have a tweet where I shared a whole bunch of stuff about the dice here for you to see if you want to see what the dice kind of look like. Now I've taken the dice and their dice bags and I put them inside of purple small packing bags that are ready to go. So I don't know what dice I'm sending out. I'm just going to slap a label on it and send it. Unfortunately, because I found this out when Miss Misery won something, this is only for people in the U.S. because sending dice to Canada costs more than the dice cost completely, which is really upsetting. So I'll just keep that in mind. So every 2,000 bits, we will be giving away a set of dice to somebody here in the U.S. You do not need to be a follower or anything special in order to enter that giveaway. So that being said, let's talk about where we are and how we got here. So answering the call for help, the adventurers left Vilkstead under the agreement of paid travel, room and board for 10 days, and an adventure. After 19 days at sea with one unplanned and amazing stop at Crow Island, the party reached the town of Saltmarsh. They met with their employer, one Varus Nightbreeze, at their new base of operations, the Seabreeze Tavern. In order to be able to work as an adventuring party in the region, the party will need to show their worth to the town council. As an advisor to the council, Nightbreeze sent them to investigate the issues surrounding the house up the coast. The party met with and interrogated a poacher, Jameson, who is facing the death penalty, and learned that there are some things going on in the house. They made it to the house and worked their way through the first floor, finding a hidden passage to the basement. The party quickly learned that they are not the only ones in the house. Clearing the first floor, and then, by way of hidden passages, the basement and the caves, after a long-fought battle, we last left our adventurers rounding the corner and seeing a rowboat and a way out. So tonight, our story continues. I mentioned at the end of the stream last week that we were going to just assume that some time had passed and you guys had collected your materials, but I wanted to backtrack a little bit because I misspoke horribly on that. So I'm going to go ahead and take us back to the map, this map here on roll 20 there, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do this. I have a lot to do. This is fun. Then I have to do this. Wiley, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Now you guys have earned another Distant Whisper, so you guys are up to 3. As you guys, very battle worn and beaten, come around the corner, you can start to see the makings of the rowboat, and you can hear the crashing of the waves. You see, and I don't know if you can see on your map, do you see where it says high water mark behind you? Is that visible to you guys?
I
don't see anything.
Okay, so the line of the squares behind where Rogelio and Oddity are, the ones to the north, so the opposite direction that Calder just moved, that line, you can see a visible high water mark. Where Rogelio was just standing. There's a visible high water mark, so you're coming upon low tide. And I mentioned this a little bit off stream, and this is where you guys need to pay just a moment of thought. As you come around the corner, you can see that the sun is beginning to rise. And you can look out and see the light cascading as the first rays of sunlight are going over the white caps, and you can see the frothiness and things along those lines. So, with that, what would you guys like to do at this moment?
Was that a death throw?
Oh god, please can we go find somewhere to hide and sleep? Or go back up into the house proper?
Did you say the sun was starting to rise?
Yes. So, to your characters, what feels like was only 3 hours ago, the sun was setting, and you were entering the gates to the house. And as you come down and you look out, you can see the sun beginning to rise. A new day has come upon you.
Seems impossible.
Certainly, as they do say, time does fly when you're having fun. So,
I wouldn't quite describe it as fun, but time certainly seems to have flown.
We almost died.
Are you absolutely sure it's the sun?
No. in fact.
Don't worry, guys. I got this, and I'm gonna dive into the water and swim out a
Oh,
little ways.
Fuck's sake.
All right, so you dive into the water. Do me a favor.
Swish.
Give me a perception check at advantage.
Yes, sir. Just let me open up.
You'll
my
just see
page.
Lathander face the sunrise, grab his holy symbol, and begin to pray.
As you begin to pray, since you're facing the sunrise and you are praying to Lithiander, you
Yes.
feel the warmth of the sun begin to imbibe itself or embed itself into the metal, as it sometimes does from day to day, which is one of the ways that you've been able to, on your adventures, tell when a new day has dawned. What was your roll, Deluge?
18.
18. You are 100% positive that this is a new day.
Do I notice anything in the water while I'm there?
Yes, there are some fish beginning to come up. A couple of small schools. There is a coral reef a ways out that you can kind of make out. There is evidence that this is not the boat doesn't normally just sit here. That there's been a lot of back and forth with the boat that have broken off different pieces of the coastline. There's some very worn spots, roughly nearing the center. To let you know that this boat probably comes in and out often. Yeah, and you realize that you have a really good view to the sea.
Cool. Can I try and catch a fish?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll let you call how you want to do this one. There's animal handling, which I think would be hilarious. There's just a straight up attack. There's a dex. So which one do you think would make the most sense for you?
I'm gonna go Dex.
Go for it.
Oh, the fun we have. That is a 15.
Oh, 15. Okay. Because a natural one would have been either a shark or a stingray.
Oh, dear.
Or jellyfish. So for 15, I will say that you find you're able to easily reach out and grab a medium-sized fish, probably about 3 or 4 pounds. You're able to grab it right behind the gills and pull it right towards you.
All right.
Splash tail.
It's a ruby splash tail.
I'm going to just basically bite down on it and come out of the water with a fish in my mouth.
All right, so you see Deluge pop out of the water, and there's like this red splash tail fish sticking out of her mouth. Damn it, Eric.
Sorry.
It's a ruby splash tail.
Oddity's gonna sigh heavily and just turn around and walk back up here.
I guess.
I'm gonna check out the boat.
Yeah, I'm also checking out the boat.
Sure. This is a. Give me a couple of. Well, both of you guys have sailor backgrounds, so give me perception checks at advantage.
Okay.
I'm just going to kind of watch the entryway into this cavern.
And since you grabbed your holy symbol, Circe, and we're praying, do me a favor. I like to play this really fun game called Dungeons and Dragons. So give me a percentile die roll.
Okay.
Let's see what this
I
new
will
day brings here.
happily do so.
Let's see what this
Oh,
day
that is a
brings.
31%, my good dungeon master.
31%. Remember how I told you it was warming with the sunlight, and you gain 2 hit points back.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so what were you
Definitely
guys'
say a little
perception
thank you
checks?
to the Morning Lord on that.
I got a 22.
22. Okay.
I got an 11.
With advantage?
Yes. I rolled a
Wow.
1 on the other die.
Wow. Oh. Okay, so you guys are able. We'll start with what Rogelio is able to see first, and then we'll go from there. You guys are able to tell that this is probably it's easily a 6 to 7 person, like a John or longboat, one or the other. It is definitely oar driven. It does have a mast point in the middle, so it can turn into a single mast sail. And you do see that there is a box, and there's a mast laying in the cavern over here with the plants, the cloth, and the rum, or the wine in this case.
You said there's a box. There's a box and a mast.
Yeah, there's a box. There's a mast laying over here.
Okay.
And there's also a box over there that usually, from your experience, would contain the sail. If you want to open that, you can feel free. It's not locked. But you do also see the oars, and it's got a very rudimentary. What's it called? What's it called? Anybody, somebody. It's got a
Rudder?
rudder.
Anchor,
Yeah.
rudder,
it's,
or
got it's got a rudder, a very rudimentary rudder that looks like it does. It is on an angle, so it is meant for shallow and deeper waters. That looks like you're able to put it down about 1.5 feet into the water, so you're able to maneuver fairly well as you were trucking along. So that's what you see, Rogelio. Calder. Some of the things that you see is that this boat. Well, it has lots of evidence of being tied to other boats. Normally, you would see that on something in a dock, right? A ship, a longboat that will go out to help bring people to shore or help run the lines or something like that. Finding a boat like that here looks really weird because normally you wouldn't see that here. If it were somebody's personal boat, it really probably wouldn't have that evidence, if at all. You do see securing lines for attaching itself to anything from a sloop all the way through a probably a man of war. And you see also what the reason that this really stands out to you is because this boat also has two very large metal eye hooks, and the only time that you've ever come across these in your past on the fore and aft are on boats that are able to be raised onto things like galleons and man of wars. So to have that here at somebody's home again really strikes you as weird. So that's the additional information that you are able to find.
It's like, hey guys, boat is part of a bigger boat. I mean, like much bigger. Like huge. Like we could be terrors of the sea if we wanted to. Huge boats. He's like, somebody's gonna come looking for this because you don't just leave one of these floating in a cave on the side of a cliff.
And of course, as he's pointing this out, Rogelio, you were able to. It absolutely clicks for you. You don't know why you missed it. Maybe it's just because you're a little bit too battle worn. But yeah, you see the hooks at this point. You see this evidence. Where there's usually a thin skim of barnacles. Even for a well kept boat, there'll be some barnacles along the prow of the boat itself. It's definitely heavily worn, as though within the last couple of weeks this has been rubbing up against a larger boat.
This thing couldn't have gone too far without whatever was carrying it. Maybe if we head back up to the house, we'll get a better vantage point. Maybe we could see wherever its mothership is, so to speak.
It makes sense. Yeah.
So
Yes,
there's just
perhaps this is being used to smuggle goods
yeah, I was
from
about to say
Saltmarsh
that.
out onto a boat.
It
used to
certainly
see it
seems
with-
that way.
with caravans, but not with boats.
Would seem definitely looks like a easy way to get past having to pay any port fees. You know, any import fees at the docks. You know, no harbor master to grease a palm with to make sure your goods go easily get through customs. It's
And also, if you're trying to do it, we're so close to town as we are, I would say a cover as a haunted house is quite the thing to keep interlopers away.
Agreed.
that's
There
definitely
was
true.
that code, wasn't it?
Yes, there
Some
was.
Mariner thing with the lanterns.
Yes, it's
That's
who
probably
has
how they
that with
signal.
them?
I
It's
think
in
it's
the,
in
I'm
the bag of
assuming it's in the
holding.
bag.
Yeah.
I think I would
I will
pull
also
that out
say,
because
as you guys have been looking, just to give you guys some ideas, because you're saying a lot of the right things. So, the plants, all of them have a very similar tag to it, or on them. The ones that are in crates or in pots, themselves, have a stamp on it that says "Fishmonger's Plants." The ale and wine all have the same stamp or tag for Dwarven Anvil, and the silk has the stamp for Empty Net.
If I remember correctly, we passed the Dwarven Anvil in Saltmarsh.
You did. And you also passed Fishmongers. It's just whatever the down direction is on the amazing map from Ghost of Saltmarsh. What do you figure that's that west? Just down coast from Seabreeze Tavern.
So it looks like these goods were destined to leave the area rather than to be brought in.
Perhaps.
Is that? I think perhaps they might be being brought in for these three places. You know, easily.
But are they being brought in illegally, or were they stolen off another ship and brought here to eventually be sold to another bidder?
That is true.
Any markings on the boxes and stuff?
Just the other ones as described. There are none that are not marked with someplace in Saltmarsh.
Oh.
Or unless they're
No
being
shipping
marked.
company.
No shipping company, correct.
Unless they're
Interesting.
being marked for as to being delivered to these places under guise of something else.
In my experience on the seas, typically they're labeled for delivery.
Question. Do we care? It's free stuff.
Wait, do I care?
These
Ida's
items
still
are
totally just
certainly
drinking
not
a random bottle
belong to
of
us.
wine she pulled out.
It's free stuff is always nice, but except for when somebody comes looking for their stuff that we take it. It's
Well, then we can just stab them. I mean, we're kind of good at that.
Yeah, we're not terrible, but I wouldn't necessarily say I'm looking to immediately stab anyone. But I can't imagine they wouldn't. If a few items went missing, wouldn't be necessarily a terrible thing.
yeah. Yeah,
Oddity finishes off that bottle of wine.
stuff does
So,
get lost in
One second,
transit.
Oddity, what were you doing with the wine?
She was drinking the wine. She just finished the bottle.
Okay. Do me a favor, roll me a perception check.
Sure.
Actually, since I know your character, with advantage.
Roll a 17, so that is a perception. 22.
The moment that you taste the wine, you're able to immediately know that this is like 5 to 10 gold per bottle wine. This is not the cheap shit.
I don't know. Finishes the bottle of wine.
Go for it.
Yeah, this is not cheap wine. You don't get this at. Well, I think the owner of the tap would really have to like us to give us this kind of wine. This is like 10 gold a bottle wine.
So we can could certainly try to flim-flam the flim-flammers.
Flim-flam the flim-flammers?
Is there anything about the bottles, like a point of origin, like a winery or anything like that? Out of curiosity.
Let's see. Give me a history check.
Mm-hmm. 8.
8. It does have a label. Give me a second. You're able to tell after you kind of rub the bottles a little bit. They're not that old, but you just maybe it's the sunlight, maybe it's the reflection of water. It's just it's really hard for you to read. But the particular bottles that you guys are looking at right now hail from Luskin.
Interesting. I have no idea where that is.
Well,
What do you
if
see?
you had rolled higher than an 8, I'd be able to tell you.
Since I'm really sort of a high society dealing person, would I be able to tell?
Also, you traveled all over the Sword Coast, so.
Luskin is up north. It's north of Neverwinter. It's
And that's a ne'er-do-well town, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah, I would say as a Waterdavian watchman that Circe will have heard of Luskin,
Yes.
a major trading partner with Waterdeep.
Yes. Absolutely. And speaking of, especially since you put it in chat, Oddity, can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I was waiting for that. Oh. Oh, good. That's 10.
A 10?
A 10.
Okay, you could feel like just the aches start to come and your stomach starts to like turn and you feel like this, you know, that point where you start to salivate a lot, you just kind of go, oh shit.
Oh,
Right? That's where you get, and you kind of like, you're swallowing the spit. Like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. You swallow some more and it subsides after about 30 seconds.
Everything's okay.
yeah.
She's staying on her feet now.
Huh. With my background, would I know if, based on that high water mark, is there anything? I guess is there anything to tie this boat off to?
It's currently secured on 2 points, one above the high water mark and one below.
Okay, but from what I can tell, it's even if the tide comes in or goes out, this boat isn't going anywhere.
Correct.
Okay.
Is it easier to does it look like it would be easier to get in or out of this cave in high or low tide?
Definitely during low tide. High tide, you'd be able to get out, but you do have a 7-foot tall dragonborn that might have to swim out and then find a way into the boat because you'd only have about 3 feet of clearance.
Right, so you probably
He'd be able to do it, but you'd be tight at a high tide.
did the in the leader's room there was a seafarer's almanac or something like that, wasn't there?
There
Yes.
was that detailed the local tides and whatnot.
Yes.
I'm gonna check it for tonight's tide.
It
see.
will be high tide around 11:30 p.m., receding to low tide around 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's probably gonna be a drop tonight.
Well, if this is the only boat they have, they won't be trapping much, but perhaps using in combination with that that code with the lantern, perhaps we can row this boat out to them and unwittingly ambush them. Because chances are, as far as we know, no one escaped. So,
Well, go check the rest of the house too.
Yes,
oh yeah,
for
that's
sure.
we haven't been through the rest of the home yet.
and then we can take a break once we secure this area.
So I guess
Out of to you and not looking well, I do believe we have a few potions if perhaps you should need to heal yourself.
We have no potions, unfortunately. A certain
Did we consume them all?
Well,
one
of you
and I'm
consumed most of them.
I'm staring at the one deluge I can see.
we is a broad sense of the words. My fellow dragon, my fellow friend here. It's
Yes, I've been meaning to
very-
have a word with our Water Genasi friend about her combat tactics. I beg that you may be a little bit more careful and a bit less reckless. Just the trained military upbringing I've been exposed to. You're putting me to the test.
Let's
You're
do
causing.
a really fast inventory
Fucking
check.
getting hit.
Let's do a really fast inventory check. What potions or things do you guys still have?
I'm pretty sure we have no potions.
We have
no
one.
potions of healing.
Yeah, we have no potions of healing whatsoever.
We
We
got
have a
that
halberd.
vial of purple of either.
Which exhaustion
It's either
or rest.
exhaustion or rest.
Yeah.
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 Either or, dealer's choice.
Oh no, I know which one it is, but the roll wasn't high enough for you guys to know.
Well, let's start walking our way back up, and just take account of everything as we go. And I think
You guys still
Rogelio
do have
was-
all of the bodies to check. I know I gave you the coin, but you still have the rest of the bodies to check as well.
Oh, well, I'm definitely heading back to go look at Sandblatt's corpse then.
Yeah, I need to go rub my cards on him.
Give me a investigation for your search.
That is a 16.
A 16. Let me double check something here really fast. That should allow me to tell you something. Nope, not enough. No, I'm kidding. Let me check.
Yes, we should try to maybe hide all the bodies in case somebody comes a looking and comes up to the cove, so that way they're not.
Well, where they are
coming
right now.
Right.
Good idea.
Yes. Perhaps we could move them back into that barracks space we saw earlier.
All right.
Or maybe
so,
in that skeleton room.
Or we can put them all into the bag of coaling and then go out to the water and just empty the bag of coaling out into the water.
The bag of coaling is not that big. Keep that in mind. It does have a capacity limit. So you'd have to chop them up to get them in there, basically.
But it would keep them nicely fresh.
It would keep them fresh.
We could empty the bag of holding, then put the bodies in it, empty it, then put our old stuff back in the bag of holding.
Or
I might point out that bodies tend to float when you deposit them in salt water.
There's lots of
Not if-
rocks.
And the high tide is going to be rising. They may find their way right back into our cabin.
well, I mean, not if they're full of water, right?
True.
I can do this.
I don't know that the weight of the water would be sufficient to sink the bodies, though. I get what you're saying, but we could weigh them down with rocks, I suppose. I think if we bring them in the house, that would be sufficient for what we're trying to do.
Or we could just put them in all of those beds and the bunks and just pull the covers up over top of them.
I
We
like the
could.
idea of that hidden room. The skeleton room.
Rogelio, with your
Yes.
search, you find a long, delicate wooden pipe featuring a bowl made from smooth river stone. It's got very intricate carvings around it, just of like waves and rocks. It's very it feels very stout. It doesn't feel fragile at all, even though it's the wood itself is delicate, but it feels like you could store it safely.
I'm sorry, one more time. What was it made of?
It's a wooden pipe with a bowl that is made from smooth river stone. And you also, rummaging around, find this set of gaming dice that are made out of obsidian with inlaid silver pips.
Wow.
And in looking at the armor, you've seen armor like this before. Let me see. Are you actually wearing armor like this before? He's wearing Mariner scale mail.
Oh.
You've seen this before. I don't think you're currently equipped with this.
No.
But you've seen
That's
it
medium, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Those dice are interesting. I'm a bit of a dice player myself. I wouldn't mind checking those out if you're not too attached to them.
I think I would just kind of toss them over to Circe. All yours.
Give me a
Catch 'em.
dex. Give me a dex to see if you catch him. It's important.
Oh.
Cast fireball.
Yeah. I'm trying to roll under my dex. I rolled a 19 with a dex bonus of +2. That's 21.
All right. When you catch it, you kind of look at them, and they feel heavier than they should.
Okay.
And you
I
kind
am
of give them like a roll, and after like 4 or 5 rolls, these dice are totally loaded.
Nice.
Alright. And said it was scale mail, the armor.
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, so I guess just
I certainly, at least at this point, I'm not. I've never used anything like this, so if anyone else may have the ability or better training to use such a piece of armor, it's welcome to them.
I would say that Calder, Deluge, and Rohelia would know what scale mail does. I don't know. Cirrus might. You can give me a history check. Oddity, you might as well if you give me a history check, and I can just read you guys the description.
That was 16.
You know.
12.
You know most of this, so just think that you know most of this. So scale mail, bring your scale mail, just so everybody's aware. You have a swimming speed equal to your walking speed. When you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, the armor causes you to rise 60 feet towards the surface. And it's decorated with fish and shell motifs.
okay. So,
And as you guys search through some of the other things, you find... everybody give me an investigation check. Or you can give me one group investigation check at advantage.
This is really investigative.
we doing a group or we doing individuals, guys?
I would do a group with advantage.
Sure.
Like advantage is always good, yeah.
Yeah. Who's our best investigator?
Alright. Yeah, you guys sure about that? I got a 6 with whatever my investigation is. Give me a second.
You got a 6 with advantage?
Yeah, 6. I rolled a 6 and a 4. And so...
I love this group.
that would make it an 8. A total of 8.
Okay, I wasn't expecting something that low, but what I can tell you is that you find 2 more of those purple potions. You find 1 standard potion of healing, 1 healer's kit, and a potion that is... One second. I'll get the description right on this.
So we got a purple drink, potion
2
of
more
healing.
purple. 2 more purple.
So 2 more purple drinks.
Yeah.
Healer's kit.
And another potion that I will describe shortly.
So Rohelia, you gonna take that armor there, or?
It's all yours.
So, collect the.
It's a there's a larger vial that has a clear red liquid that has tiny little bubbles of effervescent light in it.
It's a large vial with red bubbles.
Miss Oddity, have you ever seen anything like this?
I'll give it a really good look over, and do I recognize the potion, or?
This one you would. This is an elixir of health.
Okay. This is an elixir of health.
Well, it's good fortune that we've found some items that can help those among us who have found themselves in need of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say that after about another half hour of time, I need Oddity, especially after kind of focusing on those little effervescent lights. Need another Constitution save, please.
Disco ball effect.
10.
Okay, so again, you got the saliva. You start having to swallow. This time, the room spins. You kind of brace yourself. We'll say that you reach out and grab Rogelio on his shoulder, and you steady your legs a little bit. It almost makes it up to the back of your throat this time, and you're able to kind of fight it back. So yeah, that's where you are. Very drunk, with 1 hit point on an empty stomach.
I'm gonna hand like my half-eaten fish and be like, "You want some food?"
She throws up on your hand,
Oh, do you really throw
right onto your hand.
Or a greasy pork sandwich with ashes. Yeah.
So
Oh,
I'm
jeez.
feeling a lot better now.
Okay, well that just ruins my fish, but
It's it's a marinated red wine now. No.
Ceviche.
No.
Ceviche.
how harshly would I be judged
Oh.
for finishing this?
No.
Oh.
There's only one way to find out.
Oddity will backhand you.
You see, I think she'd be into that. So I'm gonna eat the fish.
Circe walks out of the room
I follow
to go
Circe. I was
inspect a
like,
couple of the bodies in the hallway.
Counter, I'm just like, right, like this, just like, what? Just
Okay,
I just-
so we got wine and raw fish. What's your HP at, Deluge?
My HP is at 10,
Out of,
17.
give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yes, sir.
Circe, give me an investigation check.
19.
19. It tastes delicious.
Awesome.
With my modifier, that is a 19, sir.
19. You find a superior healing potion, and you find this rudimentary written note, kind of stuffed in one of the pockets, almost as though you've seen notes like this before. This is in the event that I don't make it note, right?
Yep.
And it talks about the opportunity to make money from those who don't deserve the profit, and bringing pain upon the town of Saltmarsh in an attempt to set things right again. And that had this person had the chance to make the decision again, they would have done it again just the same.
very
All right.
Robin Hood-esque revenge plot.
the hell's going on in Saltmarsh?
Unrepentant smugglers, it seems.
Indeed.
So, at this point, I'm going to assume that these are stolen goods or goods that were meant to go there, and they're stopping them. So, what are they? What do they have against about these businesses?
Yes, I think we may have to either investigate these businesses or at least bring this up with our patron.
Indeed. The question, though, I still wonder is, are they leaving Saltmarsh or are they being brought in?
It's unclear.
That
Can't
unless
imagine
we
they would-
find
Perhaps they
They
were
were-
stamped out on the main vessel and brought in, but perhaps they were stamped before they were taken from the businesses.
Yeah.
Hard to say.
I think. Blah, blah, blah.
I will let you all know that I did find another healing potion.
I'll continue to make do for now.
This one I believe to be quite superior to the normal healing potion. Perhaps, Miss Oddity, it's time for you to feel better.
No. We're gonna hold on to this until we actually need it. Nothing's happening right now. If something happens, I will drink it, but until then, we're going to hold on to
Very well. Why don't you hang on to it then?
it. Just stuff in her shirt. She doesn't think that put it in the bag. She just puts it in her shirt till she needs it.
Unless anyone is opposed, I think we would take whatever amount of time we would need to clear all these bodies out of the cave and move them into the barracks section.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be all about getting that done, helping them take care of that quickly.
Okay.
You're going to put them in the beds?
Roll me a
Yes. D10?
Yep.
Who? Any of us?
Anybody.
Two.
Just one person roll me 1d10.
Two.
Okay. So it's going to take you about 2 hours. So, Oddity, I will need 6 Constitution saves from you.
Oh. Oh. Well, I've rolled 3 so far, and I got a. Let's see. One is a natural 1. One is a 6, and the other is a natural 20. So it'll be a 26.
Okay.
That's the
So
first 3.
we'll say about halfway through. Oh, you don't need to roll past that. About halfway
Okay.
through, you just cannot hold back anymore, and you let loose the contents of your stomach. I need you to roll me a d6 and call odd or even.
I'm not puking on anyone. I will run.
No, you're going to puke in the corner, right? But I still need you to roll a d6 and call odd or even.
Odd.
Okay.
5.
You fall unconscious, but not like the bad unconscious. You are.
Okay.
They will say that Circe comes across you laying on the floor, vomit nearby, pretty passed out. It's going to take you a couple hours to recover.
Okay.
I will clean her up with some water.
Okay.
And get her to one of the beds and just get her laid on one of the beds.
Okay.
Put her on her stomach.
Yeah.
So you might want
No,
to
no,
And,
you gotta
you
put her
know,
on her
I'll-
side.
I'll check her pulse and make sure she's breathing clearly and
Oh, she's snoring
Put her-
like a bull.
put her on
so
her
she's
side.
Yeah,
definitely awake.
she is. You can hear her snoring all the way down by the longboat.
very well.
Well, I suppose since Miss Oddity has forced the issue, we might as well take a rest here.
That does make the most sense, I believe.
You guys want to take a short rest or a long rest?
Long rest, please.
Yeah.
You want
we'll
to
take-
sleep with the dead bodies? Take a long rest with the dead bodies here.
I really don't mind.
I would sleep on a pile of dead bodies, so
I'm not doing
phased.
that.
I would be
There was a
unopposed to
bunch of
taking some
zombies.
watch time.
Nearby.
Yeah, I was gonna
before.
say let's work through the watch time. Are you guys doing single person watch? Or are you guys doing 2-person watch?
I think single person, since we're in a small group, we can easily wake one another up.
Yeah.
All right. What is the watch order?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll take second.
Should.
Third or fourth.
Yeah, I'll take the last watch.
All right. Well, let's go in order. Roll me a perception check, please.
6.
As far as you know, nothing is happening.
Yay.
You're as aware as Oddity is.
Who was second?
That's me.
All right. Go ahead.
Perception, you said?
Yep.
16. Man, I'm really nervous about combat. I'm rolling really well right now. That can't continue, right?
So Deluge wakes you up and says, "Hey, there was no issues whatsoever." She walks over to bed. She collapses on it, falls right asleep. And
There's a body in that bed.
and within seconds, you listen, and every once in a while, you swear you hear movement above you, on the floor above you.
Okay. Well, I will definitely remain quiet and still, my halberd at the ready.
All right. Who's next?
Calder's taking the third watch.
And I will mention to Calder that I did hear some movement upstairs.
Say
Don't-
17.
I don't believe we're alone in this house, so just be on guard.
Yeah, I have no doubt. With all those creepy crawlies that we ran into, it could be those, could be whatever that god awful scream was, and let's counter that later and not in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
You hear pretty much the same thing. You hear some movement every once in a while above you. It does sound like somebody's walking. You hear the creak of some of the stairs, but as far as you are aware, nothing major is happening. All right, Rogelio, last watch.
14.
14. Okay, 1 second. Where did everything go? Where's all my stuff? So a wizard walks in and casts Fireball.
Yes.
Where's it at? So for your watch, you hear a lot of the same thing, and then you hear the telltale motions of somebody walking directly overhead. So far, this has sounded like it's in the other part of the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walking closer and closer and closer, and you hear footsteps right above where the trap door was, which is about, give or take here, right?
Once I start hearing that movement towards the trapdoor, I would, as quietly as I can, shift over towards Circe and Calder and wake them up first.
Okay.
And say,
will
there's
awaken.
someone moving towards the trapdoor.
We'll say you hear
And
them
then-
out here at this point. They're definitely in the room above you at this point.
And then I would move over and wake up Deluge too.
We'll say while you're waking up Deluge Oddity, you are able to come around as well. All of you get the effects of a full rest.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
As you hear, "Welcome, fools! Welcome to your deaths!" The exact same thing you heard before. And with that, we're going to take a break. So we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, folks.
See you soon.
Bye forever.
All right. So, where we last left our adventurers, they heard the telltale sound of somebody triggering something at the top of the entrance. All players had been woken up and are alert and have recovered from a full rest. We discussed off stream, and Calder had put on the Mariner's armor during the rest as a portion of his actions while guarding. So there is that. And with that, we begin. So you guys hear the trap door begin to open. What do you do?
Calder's going to have his 2 axes out and ready.
Have my halberd at the ready.
Okay.
I must have done the other side of the bed where you can't see me and just have one eye.
The
up
trap
and
door
just-
comes down these stairs right here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to be... Which one is me? Maybe just right here, ready to go.
I think to confuse the hell out of the person that's coming down the stairs, I'm gonna lay on the table in like a paint me like one of your French girls kind of pose, with like the fish skeleton like in my mouth, like hello, just to really like just confuse whoever this person is.
As she does that, I'm going to be close enough so that if anything makes a move for her, I can be between them and her.
Okay, that's fair.
And
I didn't
I'm
know what
really
you
good at
Wait,
this
wait.
game, you guys.
Wait, you're not gonna do the George Costanza pose? The George Costanza
Oh,
pose?
on the duvet in Kramer's apartment.
Yeah.
I am not familiar with Seinfeld, so I'm gonna go with just what I said.
That's pretty much what you're
Paint me
doing.
like one of your Genesee girls.
Paint me
Like-
like one of your fish girls.
Oddity, where would you like to be?
I basically just rolled off the bed, dropped to the floor, and I'm just kind of like hanging over the edge of the bed, just looking,
Okay.
one hand ready to hit with a firebolt.
Okay, fantastic.
I've got that prepped.
As it opens, you see the heavy armored boots as a hobgoblin comes down, calling up, "Come on, the boss said we need to get ready." And let me move him to your lair. And a second one comes down, and they look for a moment. They finally are able to see Deluge on the table, and they paint me like one of your French girls. And I love this so damn much that I want you guys to roll initiative with 2 rounds of surprise.
Yeah.
Because the way I look at it is they aren't expecting to see anybody there. Not only do they see somebody there, but even while they're getting hit, they'll be like, "What is going on?" All right,
That's such a
25 to
great
20.
picture.
All right, okay, 15,
Here we go with this again.
15 to 20.
18.
Nice.
17.
All right. 10 to 15.
12.
13.
Wow.
I have a 13 as well.
Oh, wow.
We came to play tonight.
Mhm. And how?
Okay. So with that, Rogelio, you're up first.
Okay. Good surprise on these guys. Sorry. And like, how far up is this stair where these guys are standing?
About 15 feet.
So I'd have to really get up on the stairs if I wanted to attack them.
Yeah, it's about a 10 to 15 feet foot incline. The ceiling from where you are for the basement is about 20 foot tall. So they're already down on that first initial landing, which puts them about 3 to 5 feet lower. So I was going to call it about 15, somewhere in there.
All right. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm gonna take a couple stabs at this guy. And I have advantage because we're in surprise.
Yeah.
So my natural 20.
Okay. I'll let that hit this time.
Nice.
Okay, good. That's my main hand coming in. So double the dice. Oh, that's a really solid roll there, Rogelio. That's 6 damage from my critical.
Okay.
And then no, I'm gonna then use my cunning action to disengage and step 2 steps back down in line with Circe.
Okay. All right. Now we are to Calder.
Alright, so basically, I'm following Rogelio up the steps. So I'm coming up right behind him. I kind of like turn sideways to let him like dive down the steps with his disengaged, and I am going to swing with my first attack. That is going to be a good thing. It's advantage. That's going to be a 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
Nice. D8. That would be 6 points of slashing
All right.
for the first attack, and then my bonus action, I am going to swing with my offhand.
Did you
That
forget
will
to
be-
use sneak attack, Rogelio?
Yeah.
That will be a 24 to hit as well,
That's a hit.
and that will be 5 points of slashing.
All right. So as you come across with that second attack, the first hobgoblin still just totally amazed and just puzzled at what enraptured with what they see. Kind of goes, "Don't let them get," and then you take his head off, and he falls. His head falls off the stairs, and the body lays prone in front of you.
And then I am going to move back down to here to out of the other hobgoblin into the honeypot.
Okay. Circe Deluge.
You go first. I did last time.
Very good. So I'm going to come up the stairs and step across. I don't know. Can I get across this body, or how do you want to work that, Mr. DM?
You can.
I've got a 10-foot reach weapon anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm going to take a mighty swing with advantage with my ginormous halberd. And that is a, whoops, got the wrong window up. That is a 14.
14.
Yeah, the good rolling has stopped now that we're in combat.
No, your halberd swings and misses.
Okay. See, if I move back, I'm going to have an attack of opportunity.
I don't know. Would you?
I believe I would.
Did you step forward or did you attack from there? That is the question.
Well, I think given my tactical military background, I would be smart enough to know that if I stay where I am, I would not provoke an attack of opportunity if I back down the stairs.
Correct.
I think that's a fair assumption.
I agree.
So I'm going to jump back. See, that's move of 10 up, 10 back is 20, and 5 will be sufficient to clear a path for my Genasi friend should she decide to engage.
All right. Deluge.
All right. From my luxuriating position on the table, I'm going to whisper, "Hey, good looking, don't lose your head," and cast Dissonant Whispers.
Oh. Okay. And that's
Nice.
a con save, right?
Wisdom save.
Either way, it doesn't matter. He fails.
All right, so that's 3d6 of psychic damage.
Yes.
So 11 points of damage.
So you see him, his eyes go wide. He grabs his neck and he just starts, and he pees a little. And that's how he loses some of his, how much damage was it? 12?
11.
11. He loses 11 damage from peeing himself.
And then I'm just gonna whip the fish skeleton at him, because why not?
Okay, give me a dexterity at disadvantage.
Alright. That's gonna be a 12.
A 12. It bounces off the headless body in front of him.
Works for me.
Oddity, you're up.
Firebolt to the face.
Firebolt to the face. Go for it.
When in doubt.
I gotta roll again because that dice is now underneath my computer.
It didn't want to play tonight. That's all it
That's
is
the
to it.
second time this one disappeared. Last game too, that one just like flew off in the middle of nowhere. That is a not great. What the heck? Oh, it's well 13.
13. The firebolt strikes the wall next to the hobgoblin.
Not awake yet.
All right, Rogelio.
I'm going to head back up these stairs and engage that guy, presuming his friend's corpse doesn't make me fall off the stairs.
It will not make you fall off the stairs, but go for it.
Did you say we had 2 rounds of surprise?
Yeah.
All right. Thrusting my blade. Oh, that's 15.
15. Your blade meets the armor and bends a little, not breaking, and you yield back and you withdraw for another round. Go for it.
I'm gonna disengage again
Okay.
and head back down the stairs.
All right. Calder.
Alright, so I am going to, again, run up the stairs to there and swing on him. That will be a 23.
23 will hit.
That would be 9 points of damage.
All
Or,
right.
I'm sorry,
so
7 points of
7.
damage.
As you run up, you bring your bearded axe from a down low position, going for a sweeping strike. You narrowly miss the knee. You come up just right at hip. You feel the tip of your bearded axe clip over the armor and the leather and the cloth and the bone and bisect right into the abdomen. You feel it sink deep as his body doubles over your blade and falls, blood pouring out and down the stairs. Final breaths being taken. His eyes roll in the back of his head, and you are no longer in initiative.
Right.
And I didn't even have to get off the table.
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
So, now, see, Deluge, now this is how you kind of stay alive sometimes. You don't always want to run
You just
head
lay on a
first.
table. You just lay on a table.
You know, you come in with the left, and then you just come in hard with the right. Yeah, that 1-2. It's,
Fascinating.
Yeah, well, I think Rogelio actually, as soon as those 2 both went down, he would probably make his way up the steps and try to take a look up in the house, like just quickly poke his head up and look around for anyone else.
Give me a perception check.
I'm not rolling these dice anymore. That's a 7.
7. To the best of your perception, it appears as though it did when you descended the stairs, except for the fact that there is now more daylight starting to fill the room.
How long did we rest?
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys took a long rest. So, we'll say...
Maybe at least 6 hours, 8 hours.
Sometime in the afternoon now,
Yeah,
isn't
so
it?
there is a lot
Probably-
of daylight in the
probably
room.
mid-afternoon.
It's about we'll say
Okay.
it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock at this point.
Okay.
If you check your sundial, it'll tell you it's right around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
I think I would shut down. Looks all clear up here. But we should probably still check the 2nd floor.
Absolutely.
Hey, we should check out that creepy scream hallway too.
Mhm.
So,
All right, so let's move you
Yes.
guys back over there. Let me remove the conditions from
Oh.
me. And actually, once you guys hatch a battle plan, I forgot to grab more to drink. I will be right back.
I forget. Did we look? We only went down the hallway and checked these 2 rooms.
Correct.
I don't know if anyone can see where I'm pinging.
Yeah.
We didn't check the other side, the other hallway, or the other half of the 1st floor.
Correct. You do not go beyond the stairs to the east.
Okay.
Let me remove those purple dots. I'm going to grab a quick drink, and I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Very well.
Because you guys are no longer frightened. 30 seconds.
Oh, oh yeah.
Alright.
I think whatever's causing those noises is not coming from some kind of entity anymore.
Burglar alarm, maybe. And a deterrent at the same time.
It did.
You feel like maybe someone moving through the house is causing that to occur?
And maybe going to certain places in the house, or I don't know if there's any magics that could do type of thing.
Yeah. There's any sort of triggering spell that can do simple things.
I will say that as you guys come back up, you happen to notice, I'd say probably oddity. Now that you've heard this go off a few times, you've heard the screams, and you've found the spell book earlier, you recognize the telltale signs of a magic mouth being placed on the secret door.
That'd be the secret door in the kitchen?
The secret door where you guys are now, and it gives you reason to believe that the scream you heard earlier was probably the same thing.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah,
Oh.
we should definitely check the one in the kitchen as well. There's probably means there's something down there.
Yes, most likely. We want to let's check the eastern hall.
Yes, this one is in normal orientation, so north is up.
I think I would come
We
down.
entered through here, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would
Well.
slowly crack this door open up that I'm next to and peek
yeah.
in.
Yeah, the door is unlocked. You see that there is a fireplace, but besides that, the only thing of note in this room is a clump of tiny red mushrooms growing around said fireplace in a semicircular formation.
That's oddly specific.
Here, let me get you in the room. Is that door one that you can't open?
Yeah, we can't go through these doors.
All right. So you can actually see.
Oh, there's another door in here.
Oh yeah, there's another door in there.
You said there's a semicircle of red mushrooms by the fireplace?
Yeah, just figure that there's mushrooms in here, you know, kind of just going around the front of the fireplace.
I'm not touching those.
Give me a perception check while you're in there, too.
17.
17, that's more than enough. As you're kind of like looking at the... I'll get you guys in the room. As you are looking at the... or as you are looking, Rogelio, at the fireplace and the mushrooms, I just made Calder go upside down. That's adorable. You kind of give the fireplace a once-over, and you realize that there appears to be a loose brick on the chimney itself.
I just love hiding stuff in their chimneys.
Do I see him noticing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rogelio, my friend, be very careful when you remove that brick. Oddity and I tried that yesterday in a similarly adorned room, and were beset by large spiders. Large swarm of spiders.
It's less than... I'd rather not have to deal with that. But who knows what could...
But if I remember correctly, there was some sort of a strongbox in that room. That little niche above the fireplace.
Well,
Well,
all right.
I'm no stranger to sticking my hand in weird things.
All right. Well, go ahead.
All right,
I'm going to
so,
step back.
You do see the semicircular ring of red mushrooms around the fireplace. You will have to cross into it in order to reach the fireplace.
Deluge,
so.
don't eat them. They're not that kind of mushrooms.
Oh, Oddity, could you set them on fire for me, please? Please?
I could light a torch and
I'll
use a
set up
torch
I'll
to burn them.
toss a firebolt at it.
All right, let me think about something really fast because you're lighting these on fire, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see, mushroom,
So sad.
spores,
Yeah.
fire, smoke.
This should be perfect.
So and these were the red ones, right? Roll me a percentile die.
The red ones are the cherry
3.
mushrooms.
About to have a psychedelic trip here.
56%.
All right, so there's a pathway between you and the fireplace that is now free of mushrooms as the firebolt scorches them with no apparent effect.
I'm gonna walk on over there.
Okay. You find a loose stone. You're able to kind of wiggle it out. There is a cavity behind that stone. You will need to reach in blind. It is just outside of your eyesight to be able to see. Cirrus, from your vantage point, you can see that there is yet again another cavity. You can see something in the back, but you don't know what it is.
I'll walk through the mushrooms with my torch.
Okay.
And hold it up there and peer into the. Before you reach in there, my friend, let me just take a look-see and make sure there's nothing in there that's going to eat you.
In the back, you see a small brown leather pouch.
I
Can
stick
I-
my hand in.
Can I use my halberd to fish the pouch out?
It is too small.
Okay.
I stick
Well, I
my
mean-
arm in and immediately start screaming in pain. And I pull
Ooh,
the thing out.
Give me deception. Give me a deception roll.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, let's see. My deception's pretty good. So. That's gonna be a 17.
Okay, so all the rest of you, she sticks her hand in and she starts screaming in pain as though her body is on fire. What do you do?
I'll move to chop her arm off so whatever's
Yeah.
got her will be released.
Counter moves
Just
as
kidding.
well with an axe about ready to come down on her arm too to amputate.
I immediately pull my arm out with the pouch and I'm like, kidding! Kidding!
I
Ooh,
actually think
that
I
And
was-
would
That was close. You-
I love this so much. This is so good.
you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, are you, young lady?
I don't know what that means, but I got the pouch.
Okay, there definitely feels to be like there's something in that pouch.
I'm gonna open it up and see what's inside, because I got me a present.
Inside that pouch, you find 2 cut pieces of blue quartz.
Ooh. Nifty.
Very shiny.
I hold them up to my eyes and I'm like, look at me. I'm Oddity.
Well, she was a little glassy-eyed last time we saw her before we rested.
Addie runs out of the room.
Look what.
What?
she
I
did.
mean, your eyes are beautiful like quartz. I don't understand why this doesn't work with people.
Oh my.
I'm gonna run after her. I feel bad. Oddity, I'm
Perhaps we should-
sorry.
Check this door over here. I'll take a listen at the door and
Give me
take a good look at it.
Give me a perception check. The door does not appear to be locked from your position, by the way. It doesn't appear to have any locks.
That die is not laying flat, so I'm going to re-roll it. That is a... Oops.
An oops. Well, with an oops, what happens is...
17.
What was it? I'm sorry?
17 with my +1 for...
17. You do not hear anything on the other side of the door. As you are listening, like I said, the door has no locks on it. You realize that you're in the space that's between the living, like the living area where you would bring guests and the private living area.
I believe we're currently in what they would call the parlor. Well, should we go into the next room then?
Certainly.
Okay. I'll attempt to open the door.
It opens.
Then I will open it.
There is a completely barren room with another fireplace, some windows, and a large amount of plaster that has fallen from the ceiling onto the floor. Besides that, there is nothing else of note.
I will look to the ceiling just to see what I see.
You can see. Give me perception. Well, I'll count your perception from earlier. You can see that above you, the ceiling itself, which is the floor for the area above, it seems to be considerably weaker than the surrounding area, which is why the plaster has fallen down. Maybe just because of non-use or disrepair, settling of the foundation, the fact that you're on a sea coast, things like that, all could come into play. It all kind of makes sense to you that
Okay.
this might be a problem with the house.
Very well. Maybe investigation on the fireplace, since we've had 2 hearths and 2 loose bricks.
Go ahead, roll investigation.
That is a 10.
There's nothing of note with this fireplace.
Very well.
Who just
Well, I don't-
jumped out? Rogelio, did you just jump out the window?
We're on the ground floor.
Yeah, that's fair. You're not being
Anybody,
attacked by 11 giant weasels.
Oh, jeez.
Rahelio, are you taking any structural notes of what we got to do if we're gonna renovate this place? Yeah, because it seems like we might have to sink a little bit of
Oh, we're definitely gonna have to
going
get
into
an inspector.
And while you guys are talking about that, let's cut over to Delusion Oddity out in the foyer. Going after each other.
I was only half joking when I said that.
Too late, it's happening. Roll with it.
What's going on out in the entrance hall, you two?
I would be like on my knees pleading like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it.
I know my vision's bad. I mean, her glasses are just make her eyes look that big.
I meant that you had beautiful eyes.
Takes the glasses off and her eyes are actually quite small. Fine. And she'll just get up and go back and fight the guys.
All right. By the
I
time
think
you,
at this
Really?
yeah, by
She
the time,
bought that?
by the time you go down the hallway, we could say that Circe, Calder, and Rogelio, you guys are walking out of the room.
I would be walking out of the room with Calder being like, well, I mean, it looks like the house still has good bones, at least. I mean, might have to, little paint, clearly. Gonna have to do some mold checks,
Yeah,
An
of course.
exterminator?
Yeah,
exterminators, certainly.
we'd have to just shore up a couple things. Resupport some, because unless we don't want to allow our Cirrus, our Dragonborn friend, to go upstairs, we might need to reinforce the second floor a little bit, with being how
Speak-
old this house is.
Speaking of the second floor, it would seem wise to check that out.
Are you choosing to
Yes,
ascend
it
the
is.
stairs to the second floor?
I will ascend the stairs to the second floor.
All right. Allow me
I'll bring
to
up the
move you.
rear as customary.
Hold on. Let me put you here, so I can move you all. If you scroll your maps up, I believe it will be up. I think that it will be up. I think, therefore, I am.
Therefore, it shall.
I'm getting ready to move you. I needed to zoom way out in order to do this. I'll put you right where you should be. Right there.
Oh. Alright, I'm gonna ascend these steps. Gonna peer down each hallway. Try to get a.
Seems to mirror the layout from down below. You do see some broken railing as you were going up to the landing. You see some doors going down each way. Looks like that you have a cross intersection for hallways to your left. And as you look down, you can tell that when this house was built, which seems to maybe have been a while ago, that they really took time and care in laying the wood down below. And it actually has, if you look long enough and hard enough, you can see that maybe they were actually trying to put a compass rose using the wood grain and colors of the wood down below on the main floor. It would take up most of the entire room. It's actually kind of awe-inspiring for a moment.
Looking down there, I'd be like, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get that renovated. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, there's a little stain on that. Bring out the natural colors of the wood. Should really make it pop. Add some
Yeah.
to this place.
Rogelio would just peel off to the right, and I think Rogelio's probably at a point where he's beginning to feel, after everything they've gone through, I think he's probably at a point where he just thinks there's nothing else this place can throw at us.
All right. So
And he just kind of heads down and swings open this door, taking a look inside.
all right. So as you open the door, I will move you to here. You can feel free to scream as you walk through and see two swarms of spider.
Oh, so. I run back out the door and close it.
Okay.
I disengage.
Okay. There you go.
What?
It's like, okay. There's definitely some spiders in there. And I think he'd have his back pressed against the door.
Spiders. Why did it have to be spiders?
It's like, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to get an exterminator in here. It's,
I will say, what's your passive perception?
Mine?
Yeah.
13.
13? Yeah, that's enough. As you kind of walked in, and then you kind of like walked through and saw that there were spiders and turned around and walked back, just to make it even more interesting, there's a glint of some highly reflective object in, around, or near the fireplace caught your attention for a split second before you walked out the door.
Temptation.
Why does there always have to be treasure?
Does something need burning? As
There's a bunch
exterminator's
of-
fire.
There's a bunch of spiders in there if you're willing to burn them. And by a bunch, I mean swarms.
Yeah, like as you had a moment to recollect yourself, or to collect yourself, you recollect the fact that the room is literally just spider webs on every wall, on the ceiling. Like, it was like you walked into a cotton ball for a split second.
It's actually a couple. There's a web, like, tangled up in what's left of his hair.
Yeah.
Does anybody know like Mage Hand perchance? Nobody. Mage Hand.
No, a prestidigitation and ray of frost. I can freeze them if you guys want to go in and start crushing.
Our
Mm.
our bard companion doesn't know.
While you guys are having this conversation,
Spiders swarm out over my body.
From down the hall, the direction that you were heading, Rogelio, to the east,
Yeah.
you can hear some commotion.
I think I draw both my blades. Is this a door?
That is a door, yes.
And this is a door as well.
Correct.
I think I'd stop here and listen real quick. Is it coming from this room?
Give me a perception check. And what are you guys doing about the spiders? Are you guys wanting to open that door?
I'm leaving them there.
I think I will leave that door closed. Well, come back and deal with the spiders later.
Okay.
13.
13. As far as you can tell, that sound did not come from in there.
I think I'd be doing some kind of hand motion saying,
I think our older companion's having an elderly fit right now.
an elderly fit.
I believe he's trying to tell you that he hears or suspects that something is in that room.
Yeah.
And I would move down and kind of wait just outside this door further down the hallway.
I would say while you were doing that, you noticed that there were footprints in the dust going into that room.
Yeah.
The first one.
Single set, multiple sets.
A single set, probably. It looks like it was in and out of the room in the middle. The first one you stopped at.
Oh, okay. I'll check that in a second.
Those footprints, are they single file trying to hide their numbers?
No, it just looks like somebody walked in and walked out, maybe once or twice.
So, I guess, Kyler, I'm gonna follow up Rogelio and get ready. Have my 2 axes out. So,
All right. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm getting
Seeing what they're
something to
doing, I'll draw my halberd and kind of guard the rear here.
Okay. I guess I will check the handle to see if it's locked.
The door is locked.
All right. I'll then put away his 2 rapiers. Pull out a set of thieves' tools and attempt to unlock this door.
Go for it. Oddity, Delusion, you guys staying, and Circe, you guys moving forward? You guys just hang in there?
I'll go move behind Calder.
Okay.
I'll be behind Oddity with my rapier at the ready.
Okay, guard.
All
Front
right.
and back, I'm fine.
And what was your Thieves' Tool check?
Sorry, I'm trying to. I always forget where they are and
It's Dex.
beyond. Oh, it's just Dex.
Yep.
With proficiency.
Yep.
Okay. So that is then a 15.
15. As you slide your Thieves' Tools in, you've had a little bit of experience picking locks before. This one's been recently oiled, and it opens rather easily. I will also say that while you're doing that, you get that last tumbler in, and you start to turn it. You can feel it start to unlock, and you're like, "All right, sweet." And you like kind of look down, and you just let it turn, and you look over, and there's the key sitting right next to the door. So, as you open the door, in the southeast corner of this decayed bedroom lies a man. He's alive, though bound and gagged. He is clad only in undergarments and appears to have no weapons or equipment.
I think I would still entering carefully. I'm not saying anything to him. I'm just kind of like at the ready. I'm gonna enter the room.
All right.
Kyler's gonna follow in.
Is this guy facing away? Like, can he see us coming in here?
He's facing away. Yes.
All right, I'm stealth moding then.
All right. Stop there, please. Are you a medium or large?
Medium.
All right. Cool. So yeah, I need dexterity saving throw.
Remember that floor that Circe saw downstairs? Oh! That's a 7?
That's a 7. So you guys see Rogelio kind of get down into the typical rogue-like position, start moving along the wall. He's like, shh. He takes 1, 2, 3 steps, and then whoop, he's gone. He falls through the floor to the room below, and you take.
Is there any chance like I could try to like grab him? Like
You can give
grab
me a
his,
dex save, but you're gonna have to roll high. Or a dex, but you're gonna have to roll high.
yeah, no.
Alright, so
I gotta.
what'd you roll?
It would be 11.
11.
It would be 11.
Okay, so you don't quite do the whole Jim Halpert at the koi pond thing, right? But you're kind of close. You're like, oh, dude, that looks like it hurts, man. Like you don't even get the hand all the way out. But you only take 2 points of damage as you fall, Rogelio.
Ow.
And you are now down on the first floor.
Okay. You like
Right.
Kyler's.
Do we hear the commotion?
I hope you do.
You in fact, I will say that Calder and Oddity see it. Deluge and Circe hear it. And Calder, as he falls through, you hear him go, oh! And then the guy who is tied up, kind of like, you see him sort of,
That's definitely
It's,
gonna leave a mark.
By the light of Lathander, what's going on in there?
Remember how I was saying we might need to get this structural integrity of this building check. We're gonna have to really focus in on this room here. You can ask Rogelio about it later.
I'm going to start back down the hall.
So,
I'll say,
And go
Rogelio, you
downstairs.
dust yourself off, and you're over here.
I think He's actually just gonna lay on the floor for a minute.
I'm gonna go down and find Rogelio.
All right. I'm not going to split the map, but I'll say that you're able to find him, and you
Okay.
two, I'll put you with markers just to help me identify that you are on the lower level at this point in time. So, Calder, you can see Rogelio just laying on his back, just like, oh, God, what happened? And seriously, you walk in, and where you saw the plaster had fallen from the ceiling, there is now a Rogelio-sized hole, roughly in the middle of it.
I'll just go check on him, make sure he's okay. Well, it seems that that floor isn't in such good shape after all, is it?
Yeah, it's just getting started on the demo for the
I see that.
renovations.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Very well.
And I would slowly haul myself back up.
Oh, God. Okay. Calder, Oddity, Deluge, what are you guys doing? Oddity, at this point,
I'm
Deluge,
gonna-
you also can see. Oh, I need to move him onto your guys' map so you can see him. I'm sorry. But at this point in time, you can see the bound and gagged person in their night clothes tied up in the corner.
I'm gonna make my way over to the guy tied up in the corner.
Okay. Are you just gonna go walk in?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch where I'm looking, try to see if I can avoid any weak spots in the floor, or maybe if I can
Well,
follow
you know
any.
there's a weak spot roughly right here, where
Can I
Rogelio is. There's a Rogelio-sized start of a hole.
Can I see any footprints in the dust and try to follow the footprints?
Give me a perception check.
That is a 15 plus perception. I think my perception's a +3. Yeah, so 18.
All right, Rogelio and Circes, you guys are at the bottom of the stairs at this point.
Yeah.
Allotting for slow, dignified movement and checking yourself out.
Yeah, I'll dust Rogelio off and help him up the stairs and so forth as
Thank you,
needed.
Thank you. We'll
Oh,
make our
man,
way
that
back up to the
was
group,
quite a
I think.
fall.
So you
Yeah,
you're able
yeah.
to move Calder. You can tell that this is not a good place to be. This is okay, but not that great. And all that line all the way down to about here and here. So this whole area, from this square to this square, down to here and here, is not a good spot to be in.
Which squares?
Basically, the one right in front of you, out for 1, 2, 3, and then the one to your front right.
Is it
out-
kind of those? Is it those gray colored
Oh,
squares?
I didn't know you guys could see the gray. Yeah, that's exactly where you don't want us to stand.
So
Yeah, I can see the gray.
I'll follow the footprints in the dust, and I'll make my way over to the gentleman that is, or person that is bound.
He is definitely bound tightly. There's a gag in his mouth. You're able to remove the gag.
I'm gonna remove the gag. I'm not gonna untie him yet. I'm just
Right.
gonna pull the gag down.
He's like, oh God, thank you. Somebody came.
It's like, who are you?
My name's Ned. I hail from Seaton. I'm just a traveler, and I came here just the other night because I needed to sleep. I was so tired, and this house was just here, and I was in the kitchen, and I think I heard a scream, and then somebody knocked me unconscious, and just a couple hours ago, it seems I started coming around, and I'm so hungry, and I don't have any of my things, and God help me, please.
It's like, can I insight check him?
Sure.
So- That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
Alright. Yeah, sir, it's I don't know if you're It looks like you're definitely not from this area, and I don't know. You must have been quite desperate to come to an abandoned, boarded up, creepy ass house to find food and sleep.
I was
Yeah, 'cause
just
I'm pretty sure.
I was just so tired. It's been such a long way. I needed a good night's rest before I got to Saltmarsh, and this house was here, and I knew that I was still a half days away, and it was already so late. I just needed some rest.
Were you traveling overland
Yes,
by yourself?
yes.
And what were you coming to Saltmarsh for?
I actually need to figure that out. 1 second.
A hole in his story, I see.
No, I haven't read his entire description. Um, oh, he's trying to find work as an adventurer. It's in the very first sentence of his description.
Does he say that?
Yeah,
Like he?
yeah. I was, hoping to find work as an adventurer. I've heard of, the need for adventurers in Saltmarsh, and I was making my way there.
I Connor chuckles a little bit. It's like, yeah, you might want to kind of rethink or maybe take your time. Being ambushed, head over the heads, not something you want to put on your resume as an adventurer. Yourself is not always the best idea, and so it's but
Yeah, if you're constantly getting hurt, no one's going to want to hire you.
This
yeah,
normally this doesn't happen. They took my armor, they took my weapons, they took my gear. It was the middle of the night. I was already exhausted. I've been traveling for 5 days, nonstop, and I just needed some rest.
you look plenty rested right now. So it's can you tell us anything about anything you might have noticed on your way in before your accident?
The back door was open. I came in through the back. I think I saw a well, and I remember hearing a scream and then I got jumped and somebody hit me in the back of the head, and now I'm here.
All right, so is he on a bed or?
He's tied up on the floor, only wearing his night clothes, or not even his night, like his undergarments.
So it's Connor's gonna like basically like squat down next to him and be like, yeah, it's like, all right, I'm gonna cut your bonds, here, and so it's like just let you know, you decide to pull any funny business here, my friends, they're a little bit more eager in attacking somebody, and let's just say I kind of had to convince them not to just come running in here and sticking you while you were just tied up. So
Give me
you want to keep
a
that in
intimidation
mind.
check.
This is that is going to be a 3.
I'll give it to you at advantage because you have an entire party standing behind you.
That is going to be a 3.
Oh my god! All right,
Rogelio falls back through the floor again.
he kind of looks at you, goes, "Okay, thank you. Maybe we could find my stuff. If not, I'm sure I could get something in Saltmarsh."
It's like, what did your stuff look like? We might have come across it.
He goes on to describe typical fighter armor, like chainmail with like coif and all that fun stuff. He had a short sword and a crossbow, and a couple of daggers, and then a standard adventuring pack and a small buckler, some arrows, stuff like that. So it's pretty common adventuring gear from what he describes.
I'm gonna size this guy up and I'll be like, I'll be right back. And I'm gonna run down to the basement and like strip one of the bodies and get him some armor.
Fantastic. Give me a perception check. Just to see how well you size him up.
That is going to be a 17.
Perfect. You run downstairs. You come back with a set of leather armor, a short sword. We'll say a crossbow, but no bolts. Um, and some you cobble together like some kind of adventuring gear stuff, and the armor fits him perfectly. It doesn't seem to have any issues, and he's able to put it on. He's like, "Thank you, I appreciate it." At this
No
point,
problem. I just really did not want to see you naked anymore. That was awkward.
maybe you guys can help me get to Saltmarsh.
I think we could do that. It might be beneficial, yeah, for all of us. And so I guess I finished cutting off the rest of his bonds. Help him up to his feet as Deluge brings in the gear and be like, yeah, go ahead, start get yourself equipped there, and well, you'll meet the rest of my group here.
All right. So we'll play through a little bit of time. He gets donned and ready to go. Everybody carefully exits the room. Let's put him here for now. Where do you guys want him to be?
I think maybe in the middle of the group.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys move yourself around him. Then I'll move him on. I'll be, of course, be playing Ned now. So, all right. But you find out his name is Ned Snakeshaft. Can't make this
Sorry,
shit
what?
up, guys. That's what it is. Ned Snakeshaft.
Is he cute?
He doesn't look too bad.
Oh, he's probably staring.
Sorry, what is he? Is he a human or
He is. Holy crap! Did I lose it? I lost it. He is, a thing. He's a person, a place, a thing. He's a noun.
Right, he's a Ned.
I'm pretty sure he's a half elf. Almost positive, and I just closed the wrong tabs. Yeah, he's a half elf. Yeah. I'll tell you more as soon as I can get back there.
Okay.
That was a really good question. I didn't say anything, so I apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
All right, so where do you guys want to go next?
Straight down the other hallway.
I think Rogelio, he still wants to check this middle room we didn't look inside of.
Okay, the door is unlocked.
I would carefully open it, check for footprints on the floor.
No, that's good. So you notice the footprints go to the window and back. They avoid the gray area 2 or 3 times.
I think I'd want to walk over there and take a look.
Sure. Let me get back there because now I'm looking up the stats for Ned. All right. So. Bloop, 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 bloop. All right. So this room appears to be another dirty, decaying bedroom without furniture, even viewed from the doorway. It's evident that the floor in here does not look safe. Some of the floorboards are missing, others are partially dislodged. Combination of the position of the house and topography of the cliffs. This room has the best view of the sea from any part of the house. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. I think seeing any good view of the sea, he would immediately move towards it.
Makes sense to me.
That is a 12.
12. That's actually enough. So you see some fresh scratches on the windowsill that may correlate to a bullseye lantern.
Perhaps this is where they signal from. Do I see anything? Do I see anything out there?
No.
Okay.
It would make sense for them to signal from here, given the beautiful view.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
a
believe
much higher point than the beach would be.
We'll have to keep this in mind when low tide comes in. One of us may need to signal from up here and then join us downstairs.
Mhm.
Agreed.
That makes sense.
Do we want to do anything with the spider room?
I say leave it for now.
Hey Ned,
Very well.
while you were, how long have you been awake? Like, when did you come back around after they knocked you out?
I heard some horrible laughter that jarred me from my clouded state of mind.
And how long ago was that?
I don't know. Seems like maybe an hour or two.
Alright. So, and would we? Is there like a calendar system?
Yeah.
Like. So it's like, what day did you come out of the woods here?
And he gives
Find this
you
place.
the day that you guys made landfall in Saltmarsh.
So, and so you just came to about a not too long ago since we found you.
Yes.
So,
That means
did
you've been
you-
sleeping over 2 days.
And actually, you happen to notice that he looks like he may have been still somewhat suffering from signs of exhaustion.
Alright, so I guess I'll pull out a piece of hardtack and give it to him. So,
He says thank you and he takes it. And he slowly starts eating it. This guy seems to kind of know not to eat too much too fast.
so I guess
Give him some water.
hey Rogelio, everything good in the room there?
Seems that might be their signaling room. Have to keep that in mind.
Definitely is nice visage out that window there. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, should we keep moving?
Yes, I think so.
Do believe yes we should.
All right. Okay. You guys want to continue through the house?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
do you
say.
believe we do?
Yeah,
All right. As you guys come up to the stairs, Ned says, maybe we should just leave this place and go to Saltmarsh.
No, sorry.
is there something? Everything so far in the house, we've been able to. We're just making sure we're clearing out the rest of this house here. It's like, are you in a bit of a time press to get to Saltmarsh? You know,
Just-
you've been out for 2 days.
I just,
So-
just waking up. I just don't want to be here. I just, I'd rather not be in a place where I get jumped before.
Listen, Ned,
Need
you
a
said you were
taco
looking
me.
for. I'm sorry, what?
I was more or less talking to myself. I'm sorry. I thought my mic was dead. We have a job to finish.
No. Ned, you said you're looking for work as an adventurer, right?
Yeah.
Well, consider this your first job, and I hand him 5 gold.
Okay. He takes it and he finds some spot to tuck it.
And you can. That's for the first day. If we're here another night, I'll give you another 5.
Oh,
But stick with us for now.
okay. So what do you guys want to do?
Keep searching the house.
Yeah, keep
Mm-hmm.
All right. feel free to move.
keeping on.
I'll continue to bring up the rear.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay right behind Ned.
Okay.
Wherever he goes, I go.
Is he your buddy?
Because I hired him.
Is he your buddy? Your buddy? Wherever he goes, you go?
Well, I hired him, so.
Ah, fair.
Alright, then I'm gonna keep moving forward. I'm gonna be looking for watching my footsteps.
As mentioned when you guys first got into the room down below, the railing where you see the gray is pretty decrepit and it looks kind of weak.
Alright, and then just keep you guys careful with the baluster, with the banister here. It's I don't think it can support a lot of the weight, so just be mindful. Don't put you might end up like Rogelio. Nah,
Oh, my
it's
God. Rogelio, he says.
it's
So you
dusty.
did kind of fall through the floor.
I did, but at least I didn't. Never mind.
What? Jump down a well?
All right, Calder, are you trying to carefully walk across it?
Yeah, I'm trying to carefully walk across it.
Dexterity save, please.
Right. 19.
All right, you're able to make it across without any issue.
You guys just be careful there. There's looks like another weak spot, so be mindful.
I'm just gonna scoot along the railing.
Deluge, are you considered medium or small?
I am. I don't know.
I think Genasi are medium.
Yeah, I think so.
I
All
think
right.
so. Yeah.
All right, since you're scooting right along, why don't you go ahead and give me a dexterity save, please?
Okie dokie. Like a little fishy monorail. Natural 20. Pew, 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 pew.
You make it across without any problems. Oddity. You're muted, Oddity.
I think Oddity's gonna come to the edge of it. Probably be a little bit look a little worried, so she's gonna cast Tempestuous Magic. And what it allows me to do, it lets me fly up to 10 feet.
Okay.
So you're just gonna see like a little wind come up her, all her skirts and scarves and everything just ruffle, and she just kind of goes up and over.
Nice.
Lands on the other side.
No roll needed. So now it is Ned's turn, and he's going to carefully try to walk across. With that roll, he is fine. But at that point, Calder, you would need to figure out where you want to go because you're we're getting into a tight spot.
I guess he's gonna start moving up north.
That's
he's
fine.
He's gonna see a door. He's gonna move up to the door there. So.
All right, Rogelio.
Dex save.
Yep. Are you trying to go carefully or just walking across?
I'll go carefully.
All right. What's your roll?
That's a 15.
15. You were able to make it across just fine. Cirrus.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to cross.
All right.
That's a net 20.
You're able to cross just fine.
So I guess
All right, so you got a long hallway to your north, a short hallway that ends with a window, no doors on either side, overlooking the main entryway to your south, and a hallway with two doors on the south side that goes towards your west.
so I guess can I try the door handle that I'm up against here?
You
Like, just
absolutely
try to see if it's
can
locked?
try.
Like-
For that room, the door is not locked.
Alright, and then can I try to, before opening it, just like listen?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
That is going to be a 7.
7?
Yeah. Yes. 7.
It sounds quiet to you.
Look, you guys ready? Let me check this room here.
Yep.
It is all ever been.
Slowly open the door and
Uh,
outside.
damp mold covers portions of the walls and ceiling in this large bedroom, and rubbish is strewn liberally around the floor. In the center is a single mattress that has been badly torn, from which stuffing protrudes. Under the window sits a large wooden chest, timber split, and its lid is closed.
Alright, so it's no spiders in here, no tied up half naked people. So
Not
I
that
think
you can tell.
it's should be safe to walk in. Carter walks in cautiously and, and starts looking about. So,
All right, just so everybody can see the room. All right.
so I guess I'll head over to the chest
Okay.
and now. Does it look like it's latched shut, locked shut, or just closed?
Give me perception.
There's an 18.
It does not appear to be locked.
So I'm gonna kind of use the end of my axe and lift it up.
All right. As you open it and lift it up, there's a pungent smell of mold. As you peer down inside, you see moldy, ragged clothing in styles that were never in fashion. There's a bundle of documents that are waterlogged and mold covered. You can smell the rot of the clothing and the mold and the dampness and the musk. Nothing of value is in the chest.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's been in this room for quite some time, guys. So, I guess
Sure looks that way.
I think maybe we should move on to the next room.
Yes.
What about the fireplace? Is there anything there?
Nothing of note.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
Right.
Feels like this is Scooby
Guess,
Doo, right?
do I see?
Kind of does.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have
Hey, go.
another door on the right?
Correct.
I'll listen.
Give me perception.
That is a 6.
Appears to be quiet on the other side of the door to you.
Okay. Is it locked?
It does not appear to be locked.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open the door slowly.
All right. As you open the door, this room appears to have been used for storage. A large, ill-made oak chest stands under the window, its lid closed. Elsewhere in the room lie 3 broken wooden chairs, 2 splintered wooden buckets, a mildewed sack. Inside the door is a heap of clothing. These garments have collected little dust, appearing to have been placed there only recently.
I'll invite Ned into the room. Ned, would these happen to be your garments here, sir?
He looks, he says, yes, this is them, and he holds them. And you could tell that this clothing has seen some battle. It's clothing, his armor. He's able to get back to his armor level. He's excitedly, he's missing this and missing that. Little things here and there, little trinkets and doodads that you guys may even have in your packs, but you know that you could pick up for a copper piece for all of it, so it's nothing too bad. And he mentions like, "Oh, I'm missing my necklace," and a few things like that. Nothing really seems to stick out too much, but that they are definitely his clothes and his belongings.
I'm gonna kind of poke at the chest with my halberd. Does it look like maybe I could lift the lid of it?
As you poke it, the top of the chest collapses. There's nothing of note that it's empty.
Okay.
So,
Not in here either.
Ned, what kind of experience do you have?
Let's see. So he's fought. He tells you, I've fought many beasts. I've fought many men. I've, hunted for treasure. I've been hunted. I've taken on the likes of some magic users. I made it out of my last adventure where the rest of my party did not.
Unfortunate.
It was a rough couple of days.
My compatriots and I are a bit of a burgeoning operation ourselves. If we make it back to Saltmarsh safely, perhaps we could consider taking you on.
I would like to be considered. Are you guys sure you don't want to just ditch this place and go back to Saltmarsh now?
Quite sure.
As my colleague Miss Oddity has said, we got a job to finish. So I guess Yes, I'll poke up around. Do I see these stairs up here?
You do. You absolutely do. Along the north wall of this area, a staircase descends to the ground floor of the rear of the house. The treads appear to be loose and perilous. Another staircase along the east wall climbs to the upper level. This stair has mostly collapsed. Only the lowest 6 steps are still intact. There's no easy access to the hole in the ceiling where the staircase used to lead. A heap of rotten timber lies in the northeast corner.
Does this look like the staircase that Rogelio and I saw in the kitchen?
Yes, that is the staircase that goes down to the kitchen. And from what you can presume, that is the staircase on the east wall is the staircase that would go up to the attic, and that opening goes up to the attic.
Alright, so this will head back down. I'll tell everybody that was just we got up that way. It's just a staircase that leads into the kitchen, and looks like we got an attic here, but it's gonna be hard to get up there since the stairs have almost completely collapsed.
Mm.
Somebody can fly up, and always can poke a head in there to take a look.
I can't do that very often.
No worries.
Well, I'm guessing somebody could stand on Cirrus's shoulders and go up.
That would be fair.
I'm not the most dexterous, so probably not me.
I'd be happy to boost somebody. Could at least get a good look up there.
Who would like to stand on the shoulders of greatness? Nobody? Anybody? Nah. It's seriously, you mind giving me a lift up on your shoulders?
Happy to do it, my friend.
All right, so I
Perhaps someone can help you climb up.
guess I get a boost from somebody, or if Sirius just puts his hand out and I'll put my foot in there,
Yeah,
and I'll
we'll say
kind
that
of
you climb up there.
I'm just gonna try and balance them or something.
Yeah. You poke your head up. You're able to get your arms up and through the space, thanks to the height of Cirrus. And you see that it is an attic.
Do I see anything in the attic? Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, nope. I got 7.
You see some crates, some piles of rubbish or clothing or things along those lines. And as you kind of begin to call down to let people know what you're seeing, even with a 6, you hear the telltale sound of sturges. Everybody roll initiative, please.
Alright.
You have disrupted their space.
Oh wow.
Ah, Sturges, classic.
All right. So, 25 to 20.
21 for Cirrus.
Nice. 15 to 20.
18.
18.
Oh, wow.
I rolled well
What?
for once.
All right. 10 to 15.
13.
And Rogelio.
9. No, I'm sorry, 7.
Oh, okay. All right, Cirrus, you look up. You have Calder on your shoulders. You see at least 6 sturge start flying down towards you.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I think I'd like to help Calder down.
Okay. You put
I'm
Calder on
assuming-
the ground. That will take.
Yeah.
That'll take. I'll say that's your bonus action.
Okay. I'm going to get Calder down, and if a Sturge comes anywhere within that 10-foot reach, I'm going to take a swing at him and attempt to cut it in half with my very sharp halberd.
Do you want to ready that action because they are outside of that reach right now?
I
They
will
be
ready
shooting.
that action.
Okay, good.
So if they drop out of the attic, I'm going to take a swipe.
Okay. With that, we move on to the Sturges. The Sturges, one comes definitely within range, so go ahead and take your attack.
Very well. How does a 15 do?
A 15 barely hits.
Excellent. I'll take it. And that would be for 9 points of damage.
You're able to smack one Sturge completely out of the air. It
Nice.
is not even a problem.
Very good. I will.
I will move the dead
Move.
ones out of the house because there's
Yeah, I'll
there's a
move
few.
to right there, and actually down the stairwell one little chunk.
Okay.
That's the back stair to the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oddity, Calder.
Oddity, if you want to go first.
I would assume that you guys are much closer than that, by the way.
Yeah, I will try to hit the one I can see with a...
Oh, wait, I have to do the rest of the Sturges movement.
'Kay.
My bad, because he only killed one. So that one comes down, that one comes down, that one comes down, that one comes down, that one comes down. Let's see, Calder would get an attack of opportunity on one as it flew by.
I would certainly take that.
Yeah.
And you hear even
That
more.
would be a
up top.
22.
22? Yeah, you don't even have to roll the damage because their damage is so low. We'll say that you knock this one out of the air. And you hear even more up above you, Circes. All right, so Rogelio, Calder, Circes, you guys have attacks coming at you from Sturge. They're all trying to get on your faces, on your body. They're trying to vampirically bite you. So Rogelio, the first attack goes against you, and that is a 7.
Misses.
Circes, that would be a 17.
That misses by 1.
Okay, Calder, that would be a natural 20. So
Yes, that will hit.
with a natural 20, you take 10 piercing damage. And it attaches to your face. You are now blinded. And you can feel its fangs and proboscis. Like the proboscis is trying to shove itself down in your throat. The fangs are biting into your mouth. And you can feel the blood starting to be sucked into the Sturge.
All right, awesome.
All right. So with that, now Oddity, you're up. Oddity and Calder, you're up.
I'm going to hit the one closest to me with a firebolt if I can.
Go for it. Go for it.
It's an 8 to hit, so it doesn't hit.
An 8 to hit. No, it does not. Sorry. Firebolt
Oh, well.
swings wide and hits the side of the house. But at least you hit the broad side of the house.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna back up a little bit for anybody that needs room as well.
Calder.
I'm gonna try to pull the one off my face.
All right, give me a strength check, please.
That would be a 14.
14. You're able to barely pull it off of your face. That does
Alright,
take your
and
entire
then-
action.
Down 10. As my bonus action, I'm going to. Can I try to hit it with my offhand axe as my bonus action, or?
I'll say you could try to headbutt it. Because it took both of your hands to get this thing off of you.
I'll try to headbutt it.
Okay, go for it.
That will be a. It says what a unarmed strike, so it's going to be a 12.
A 12. You headbutt it, but it is resilient to your headbutt.
All right, so that's going to be my action.
All right, good. Deluge.
All right. I can see like at least 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Actually, you can
I'm
see a lot more.
going-
You can see 6 more coming down, and the 4 that are down with you guys.
Oh dear. I'm going to cast Bane on 3 of them, just any 3.
Okay.
And they have to make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma. I don't know. What's your DC? 14? Or is it 16?
DC 12.
12, okay. The first one fails. We'll say that's the one closest to you. Second one passes. Third one passes.
Okay.
So this one is baned, right?
Yes.
The green dot is baned.
So whenever they make an attack or a saving throw, they must roll a d4 and subtract that number from their attack roll or saving throw.
Good to know.
And let's see, what else can I do? I'm going to give Bardic Inspiration in the form of All Star by Smash Mouth to Calder.
Nice.
All right.
Calder, make sure you put down the fact that you have inspiration.
All right. Bardic. What's that? A D6?
Yes.
All right.
All right, Delusions at the end of your turn.
Yep.
All right, now Ned gets to go. Ned is going to pull out the short sword and swing at the one in front of Rogelio. He is going to hit. I'm not even going to roll damage because he's got a +3. So
Go, Ned.
So he knocks that one out.
Nice work, Ned.
And that will be his turn. Okay. Rogelio.
All right. A little bit cramped in here. Yeah. Current position is not a. I think I'm just gonna hold an action for if one comes in range of my attacks.
Okay.
So it's a little tight quarters in here. There's
I
not
think
much.
that's fair. That's fair because you got Oddity, Ned, and Deluge stacked up right next to you. And I think that's fair. Okay. Back to the top of the order. Circes.
Do I have this one within range right here?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to take a swing with my halberd.
Go for it.
Is that one still on Calder?
No, he got it off and he tried to,
Okay.
and he headbutted it, but it just didn't hurt it.
Okay. Yeah, fine. How does if a 15 hit, this natural 16 definitely hits.
Yep, that hits. You don't even need to roll damage. You knock it out of the air.
Okay. And I'm just going to stay put right there.
All right. Okay. Now, coming down from the top, another surge comes down and is going to attack you, Circes. You will get an attack of opportunity on the one that's going to go to Rogelio, which you will get an attack on Rogelio. So let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do the attack of opportunity on Circes first, because it will
That
fly by him
is
first.
right. That is an 18.
All right, you knock it out of the air, so Rogelio, you're still waiting, and you see another one fly over Circes and come to you. So you get your attack
Okay.
on that.
That's a. Well, sorry, my brain is not. It's an 11.
11, you miss. And then I want to put this one down here. That's not where it is. It's just help me keep track of where it is. Calder, you would get an attack of opportunity if you wish on any of the 5 that have flown by you.
Sturges.
All right, I am going to definitely. Well, am I able to hold the Sturgis in one hand and swing my axe in an attack of opportunity on? At
I
another
would
one?
say that you'd be able to, yeah. I would say that after you try to headbutt it, you spend a little bit of time, you fumble down, and you got one of your bearded axes.
Alright, so the attack of opportunity is going to be a 13.
13, you swing wide, he narrowly misses, dodges out of your way with a flutter of its wings. All right, so we have attacks against Lottie Dottie everybody. All right. Circe is coming against you first.
Yep.
It is a 13.
No, sir.
Calder. Cocked. That would be a 16.
That would it be if I have? I guess I don't have both my axes out. Because if I'm wielding both my axes, my AC is up by 1.
Yeah, you don't have both your axes out at this
Yeah,
point.
so-
You still got the one Sturge on you.
Yeah, so then that ties.
All right. So that one reattaches itself to you, and you take 5 points of damage. And you feel it trying to suck you again.
Awesome.
And
Yay.
you are now blind. Then let's go to Rogelio. 22. So you take 5 points.
Just
of damage.
hits.
It's so close. You take 5 points of damage. Same thing. You are now blind. Then Deluge.
Death by
Ooh.
Sturges.
5.
That does not hit.
All right. Oddity. 13.
Hits.
All right. 5 points of damage. You find yourself blinded. And Ned. It misses. All right. So then we are to Oddity.
And I'm blinded, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. What can I do that doesn't screw everybody else?
I hear a fireball.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
Oh.
I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do other than try to rip it off my own face. So
Go for it.
that's a
Strength
turn.
check. Yep.
Yeah. Six.
Not enough. You pull and you yank. It's got its wings and its claws wrapped around your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's got you pretty good.
Alrighty, that's it for me.
All right. Calder.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to pull this one off my face again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my Bardic Inspo with this. So strength, so that's going to be a 16.
Much easier this time. You're able to get it ripped off of your face.
So then I am going, as my bonus action, I'm going to take my second wind.
Okay.
And I am going to gain a d10 plus 2 health. Oh yes, I gain 4 health back. And that's
geez.
my
All right.
that's my turn.
Okay. Deluge.
What am I gonna do? What can I do to help? Or be horrible? Let's see. I'm just gonna try and stab at it with my rapier at one of them, whichever one's closest to me. I guess this one that looks like it's right on top of me.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple there. I'll let you pick which one you hit if you hit one.
All right, let's see. That's a 2, so well, and the 2 plus 4, so 6. So I doubt I hit
that
anybody.
is so. No, you kind of do like the whole like the blind, like covering your eyes, turning your head
Yeah.
into like no. All right. Then it is Ned's turn. All right. Ned is because you've got one in your face, right, Rogelio? Or did it miss you?
No, there's one currently attached to my face.
Okay.
Ned.
Ned is going to go after the one that is on your face. You don't want a natural 20.
No, don't.
It's a 19. So the 19, he's able to get the one off of your face, and him being right next to you, sees an opportunity. You feel a dagger enter your back, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh my god.
What'd you get?
That's a 5.
All right, so you take you only take 3 piercing damage from the dagger, but you take
Okay. Yeah.
5 poison damage. As Ned
Ooh.
right next to your ear says, "You should have listened to me and not meddled with this shit in Saltmarsh." And he
I'm
pushes off of
unconscious.
you. He pushes off of your now falling unconscious body and goes to jump out the window.
I hope you break an ankle.
He does not.
You owe me 5 gold.
All right.
And he jumped out of the window.
Yeah.
I'm fucking mad.
Doesn't
Excuse my French.
wouldn't Deluge get a attack of opportunity on
Yeah,
that?
Deluge would
I'm
she-
definitely gonna go for it.
if she saw all that happen. So, I think that you probably would have, to be fair.
Okay. That's gonna be an 18 to hit.
An 18 hits.
Alright. Let's see. Max damage 10.
All right, so your rapier slices into this rib cage of Ned, and he winces as he leaps out the window, and he leaves a blood trail. I'm gonna move you Oddity so I can get to Ned, so I can move him out the window.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. Now we are back to Rogelio. Death saving throw, please.
Natural 1.
Oh
He's
no!
next to me, isn't he?
Oh no! All right, so that's 2.
All right.
Okay.
Are we still in initiative?
We are. You guys are still in initiative. You still got the Sturges.
Shit.
Cirrus.
Did I see what happened with Rogelio and Ned and Deluge?
It did not. The Sturge did not attach to you, correct? It was just on.
Yeah, I've not been hit yet.
You heard Rogelio wince in pain, and then the thud of a body behind you. I would say because you're on the stairs and he's on the landing, and there's all this combat going on, and you just had a Sturge almost try to get you. That you heard that. You could turn around and see Rogelio's unconscious body on the ground, on the landing behind you.
Okay. But there's no way I can put 2 and 2 together here. Yep. Okay. That sucks because I was gonna be really angry. Okay, I'm gonna take a hack at a Sturge
Okay.
because I'm really in no position to go help Rogelio. I guess I'll just hack at this dude. How about a 17?
17 hits.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna stay put.
Okay. Now the Sturges get to go. Everybody who has a Sturge attached to your face, take 5 points of damage.
Well, at least he cut the one off my face.
Right.
Well,
That fucking Ned.
actually,
I'm so mad
pulled
right now.
I pulled the one off my face. So
You do not take the damage. And Oddity, did you get the one off of your face? No.
Nope.
All right, so you take 5 points of damage.
Yep.
Let's see, we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Oddity's the only one who has one on her face, right? So I move this one off of you. They're going to try to flee out the now open window. So Deluge, Cirrus, Calder, and even Oddity, though at disadvantage, you would get an attack of opportunity.
All right.
Okay. Ooh, I missed.
That
That's
is
a-
a,
Missed.
23 for me.
23.
a dirty
You got one.
dirty 20 for me.
All right, you got one.
Roll a 7.
Okay. What was that? 1, 2, 3. 3 that have gotten away. Okay, good to know. I need
That's
to
fine.
keep track of that for later. Oddity, you're up. Well, Oddity and Calder are both up.
Do I see? Well, yeah, I guess now I see that Rogelio is down, right?
Yeah.
It is still on your face. It's the
Oh.
one that it did because it is trying to drain you of all life. It is not fleeing with the rest.
Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna try and rip it off my face then.
Go for it.
That is a strength check, so it's 10.
I was gonna
so that
say,
one-
can I come see that? Can I come over and try to help her? Like, give her.
I'll
Like
let
the
you
help
guys
action?
decide. You guys are able to go at the exact same time, so I'll let you decide what you'd like to do.
How about you see me like flailing and
Oh, you want to
scrabbling,
come
you
over?
just
You
come
want to come over and help her, Calder?
Yeah, I want to come
Oh,
over
yeah.
and
So
help her.
roll an advantage, Oddity.
Yeah. Rip that damn thing off my face, please. 16 and a 16 and an 8.
You are able to rip it off of your face, and with Calder's assistance being right there, we'll say that you, between the two of you, quickly dispatch it, and you both have bonus actions left.
What was that?
And you
Do
are
I
now able
have-
to see Rogelio on the ground next to you.
No, I got nothing I can help him with my bonus attack other than to scream for Circes.
My bonus action. Can I try to? I think we picked up a healer's kit and a potion of healing.
Yeah?
I
Oh, shit,
think
that's
that was in.
Yeah, I'll take it out and hand it to him.
Okay.
Yeah, we got a
Yeah,
healing
go.
potion and a superior healing potion and a healer's kit.
And 3 purple
healing kit.
potions, and yeah.
I mean, I know I'm the one that's unconscious on the ground, but I think we agreed earlier on that administering a potion is a full action.
Administer is a
Yeah.
full action. Yep.
Yeah.
And so
So I
is
guess-
healer's kit, so you could get to him, but you wouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, I guess I'll get it ready.
Okay.
So,
All right, Deluge.
What do I want to do? I'm jumping out the window after Ned.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and tackle him on the way down. Fuck that guy.
Okay. Give me a dexterity saving throw, please, as you are falling 35 feet.
Yep. 23.
All right, you're able to do a 3-point landing. Ned is about 45 feet away from you.
I'm going to dash to try and catch up to him.
Okay. Rogelio.
Here we go. I had to take a picture of this because this is unreal. That is that's 2 natural runs in a row.
Okay. So at this point, you slip into some unconsciousness. We'll come back. Circes.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm beside Rogelio. I just know that I see an unconscious dude.
Is there anything you'd like to try?
Yeah, I'll lay on hands. I'll lay on hands for 5.
Okay. You feel it go in, but not take effect.
Fudge. And of course, I'll be praying to Lathander as I do so.
What do you say to Lathander?
I pray that the light of the Lathander may come over my friend and lift him from the darkness he's experiencing.
Okay. Roll me a percentile die.
31.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's see. So, you guys are no longer in initiative. We will say that for your best what's your movement, Deluge? 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
For your best efforts, you're never able to maintain, or you're never able to gain. In fact, he starts to pull away after a very short while from you. Do you determine to head back at that point?
I'm sorry, you cut out really bad. What was that?
You're never able to gain on him. In fact, he's able to further the distance between you as you guys are as you're chasing after Ned. About how long would you go before you realize you would need to probably turn around? Like, he's just outpacing you by 10 to 15 feet per 6 seconds.
I guess I would turn around after like 5 minutes
Okay.
of trying to catch him.
All right. So the sun is beginning to set. You had just prayed to Lathander. Rogelio, as you feel your spirit leaving, you have momentary flashes. You see the moment that you met your wife. You see your wedding day. You see that moment where you found out that you're going to be a dad, the first of many times. When you held your son up above the fire and proclaimed him yours. When you gave your first children's names. Their first steps. They're crawling. You hear their voices calling you Dada or Papa. You have momentary flashes of the fight that you had right before you left home, where you told her, this is the last time I'm coming home. You see the clouds parting as the fog descends on your family as you walk towards the shoreline. You see the boat that would ultimately bring you to Saltmarsh ahead of you. You see the laughter, the letters home. And for a moment, there's darkness. Your soul breathes a sigh of relief. A good deed done. A good life. There's a piercing light. And a deep voice says, my servant says you are not finished yet. And you take a deep breath and recover with 5 hit points at the top of the stairs. And with that, we are calling it an evening, folks. We will be off next week because we have a lot of personal conflicts that we are going to be working through. I enjoy leaving you guys on very interesting points. You needed to roll above a 30, by the way, Circes, for a first player death. And you did.
I won.
So we will catch you guys in 2 weeks with some new information, some new stuff, a new layout, and all of our same characters here just for you. Because I'm the damn DM and I can do what I want. Anyway, you guys have anything to say before we close out this evening?
My heart.
Yeah, that
Yeah, that
family
was-
talk
Yeah.
kinda got to me a little.
That was
Yeah,
something.
a little teary-eyed.
I started writing a letter that you guys were gonna find on my body.
Nice.
That letter's gonna be waiting there.
Well, dear viewers, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We appreciate your bits, your follows, your subscribes, your comments, and just you enjoying our story. This is the tale of this motley crew who does have a name, but you have to wait for 2 weeks to find out what it is. So we look forward to seeing you guys in 2 weeks, right back here at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Ghosts of the Saltmarsh. Take it easy, and we'll see you then. Hang tight. We're going to launch a raid.